Hello, and welcome back to Sales and Business Growth for Busy Women. I am your host, Lindsay Fletcher, and I am your resident sales and business nerd. And today we are talking about follower counts on social media. And here's the deal, I want you to know that zero followers does not have to equal $0. And I'm going to walk you through 6 different ways that you can grow your business and get the word out and create customers. So let's dive in. Now, I sound very nasal today because it is fall in Texas and all of the things are dropping, and I apparently am allergic to everything in Texas this time of year. So, apologies, sorry, not sorry. I'm very congested and my nose is very stopped up, but what it is. Okay, so I've talked about our service-based business and how we have started from zero and have built a multi six-figure business in less than 2 years. Actually, it was less than a year we built it into multiple six figures, but now we are at multiple six figures. So we started with $0, we started with 0 followers, and we started with 0 customers. We did not buy any sort of routes or customer base along the way. We have built this from scratch. And so I'm going to walk you through 6 strategies on how we have grown our business. Oh, and before I get started with that, I want to tell you our current follower counts because I really want to prove to you that we do not worry about follower counts because followers do not equal dollars. So, as of right now, we have 420 Facebook followers or likers or friends, whatever you call them on Facebook. We have 102 Instagram followers, and I giggle every time I say this. We have 26 TikTok followers. I started a TikTok account and quickly realized that our target market was not really on TikTok for the purposes of our business. And so I laugh because I literally posted 4 times and was just wasting my time. And I realized it very quickly. I kind of knew that going into posting on TikTok, but I really think it's hilarious that we have 26 followers on TikTok and I've literally posted 4 times. So just for that alone, that should tell you right there that followers don't equal dollars. I'm going to say that a million times in this episode, and I really hope that at some point that really solidifies for you. So let's dive into the 6 strategies. Strategy number 1 is defining your business DNA. So I talk about this in depth in episode 32. So if you haven't listened to that episode, go back and listen to that one again or listen to it for the first time. I explain exactly what I'm talking about here, but this is who you serve. This is how you serve them. And this is also why you do what you do. And the why is not because you want to provide them with fantastic plumbing services or because you want to see their business grow. This is why you do what you do. Maybe it's to pay your bills. Maybe it's to have extra vacation money, whatever that looks like. It's your reason, not the reason that the customers are coming to you, but because it's the reason that you do your business, and it's the things that are going to get you through the hard times, because small business is not easy, as you know. This also includes what you do, so what services or products that you provide. So the who, how, what, and then your why. So again, episode 32, I go into great detail about all of that, and it's a really great episode and really great resource for you. So number 2, find your growth gaps. So in episode 34, I talk about growth gaps, and what that means is finding ways to serve maybe a market that's untapped. Maybe it's finding a different way to serve the current market, differentiating yourself in some way. So find the gaps in the market or the gaps in available services or products to your customers, and then fill those gaps with your service, with your differentiated packaging, with your excellent customer service, whatever that looks like. But find areas just like DoorDash and their brilliant marketing strategy of going after the suburban areas that had higher home values and higher order averages, they went after suburbia. They didn't go after apartment complexes and townhomes in urban areas. And they then created services for restaurants based on the services they were providing in suburbia. They literally created a whole new market for themselves, and I just think what they did was absolutely genius. All right, the third strategy, which we didn't have to necessarily implement because I already had these skills, but the third strategy that I highly recommend that you do or participate in is learning sales skills. When you are in sales, sales is about building relationships. It's about effectively communicating with your customers. It's about solving problems and serving your community. And when you solve problems and you serve people, you are obligated to make sure that they know that your offer, your product, your service is available to them. So learning sales skills includes objection handling, anticipating questions that you might get and how to answer those, negotiations. You'll understand buyer psychology and why people or how people decide to purchase. You'll learn how to prepare for sales conversations and how to pitch your offer with ease so that it makes sense to your customers. And ultimately, sales skills will allow you to close more sales, and it will also make you a more efficient business owner. I promise you that knowing how to sell will speed up the process of your entire business. And I know I'm biased because I love talking about sales and I have this whole podcast on it, and I have a women in business community where I share about sales skills regularly. But sales skills will change your life. I hate that saying, but sales skills will completely change your life and they will completely change your business. And it's oftentimes the missing element for a lot of small business owners. Okay, I can feel myself getting on a soapbox there. So I am going to step to number 4. Step number 4 is micro niche your marketing and your messaging. So in marketing, complexity creates confusion. I'm going to say it again. Complexity creates confusion. So when you are marketing too many messages and too many offers and your ideal customers are too many people, no one really knows what you do. They don't know what you offer and they don't know why they should buy from you. So really narrow down your marketing, your social media marketing, your networking marketing. Any type of marketing or advertising that you're doing needs to be very micro niched, meaning very narrow for a limited number of people, and you want to rinse and repeat that marketing content. So you want to choose 2 to 3 pillars that you're going to post about. Maybe that's who we are, including your values, who we serve, what kind of customers you're looking for, and then maybe what your current customers say about you. You really want to narrow the focus on the messaging that you're providing people because, like I said earlier, complexity creates confusion. And if you're talking to everyone, you're actually talking to no one. All right, number 5, I want you to share your business. If you are not talking about your business, I've said this probably 40 times on this podcast. If you are not willing to talk about your business, no one else is going to be willing to talk about it either. You have to be willing and able to share your business. So if that's something that you struggle with, let's jump on a sales growth audit and let's work on your messaging. Let's work on your elevator pitch. Let's work on how you talk about your business with other people so that it's memorable, so that they know exactly what you do. Let's teach them how to sell your business for you. Networking has been literally the thing that got our business off the ground. People got to know me, they got to know us, they got to know the services that we provide, they got to know our integrity and our character, and we literally would not have gotten off the ground without the networking that I did for our small family-owned local business. And networking is absolutely priceless. There are tons of opportunities to network online. You can network on Facebook and LinkedIn. There are like Zoom networking groups that you can get on and join and share about your business. But network, network, network. I cannot say that enough. If we had one thing to do in our business going forward and we could only choose one, networking would be it. It is the bee's knees. Along those lines, continue expanding your circle. Everywhere you go is a networking opportunity for you to get into conversation with other people and for them to get to know you. It's not necessarily about you sharing your business the first time you speak with someone, but it's about them recognizing you at the grocery store or getting to know you through the PTO or PTA at your school. Literally every opportunity that you have to expand your circle is the best way to get the word out about you, about who you are, and about your business. So continue expanding your circle, continue networking, continue volunteering. Those things matter. Okay, and then the sixth and final thing that I'm going to talk about today on this episode is you have to commit to a strategy. So one of the things that I see lots and lots of business owners do is they're consuming tons of podcasts and tons of Instagram and tons of Facebook and maybe even TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but like I said earlier, we have 26 followers. I'm not on TikTok, but we consume so much that we are constantly changing what we're doing, and we never know if what we're doing is working because we're constantly changing it, and then we're also not tracking it. So we have to commit to a strategy. So sit down, create your strategy, line it out. I'm going to post on social media this many times a week. I'm going to network this many times a month. Whatever your strategy ends up being, maybe it's running Facebook ads or Instagram ads or ads on a local radio station, whatever that looks like for you. But really sit down, line out your strategy, and then commit to doing it and then tracking it. The only way you're going to know if your strategy is working is if you do it for a certain period of time, you track it over that time, and then you look at revenue and the activities that you did, and did that impact your income? It's not sexy, it's not flashy, but the deal is consistency is what gets results. Showing up in the same places over and over. Now, tweaking it along the way is okay, but posting here and then posting there and then being on TikTok and then being on Instagram and then going over to Pinterest, but never doing any of those things consistently is not going to get you the results that you want. You have to show up consistently in the same spaces like I do on this podcast twice a week. I am here twice a week with 2 episodes a week for y'all, and my following on this podcast is growing, but it's because I'm showing up and I'm consistently putting the content out for you to learn. I've talked about Pearson's Law before, and I want to remind you what Pearson's Law is. Pearson's Law states that when performance is measured, performance improves. So we have to track what we're doing to see if it improves, right? To see if our performance improves. But here's the kicker. When performance is measured and reported back, performance improves exponentially. So if we commit to a strategy, track it, and then discuss it with others, then performance improves exponentially. So get you a group of women business owner friends and commit to meeting once a month and showing each other the data. Hey, I did this many marketing activities or this many sales activities, and here was my revenue this week or this month. And then track that over time and see what's working. And then you can knock out the things that aren't working. Like growing a social media following isn't going to make our business more money. It just straight up isn't. But us showing up and sharing into local Facebook groups does, and us networking does. So we're going to continue doing those things, and I'm going to stop worrying about follower counts. Well, I stopped worrying about follower counts years ago, but just for the purposes of this episode, we're just all going to stop worrying about follower counts, okay? Followers don't equal dollars, okay? Let me say it again. Followers don't equal dollars. In fact, on some platforms, the more followers you have, the less your followers see your content. It's kind of funny how that works, isn't it? All right, I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. Followers don't equal dollars. Again, followers don't equal dollars. Okay, so I want you to line out your strategy, whatever that looks like. If you don't have a strategy and you want help with that, schedule a sales growth audit. I will link that in the show notes so you can get on my schedule and we can talk through an elevator pitch or a sales and marketing strategy. Whatever it is you need help with, it is free to you. All I ask is that I'm able to air it on this podcast so I can show people what I do and how I do it. So with that said, I want you to go to lindsayfletcher.co/free-resources and click on the sales growth audit and schedule your session with me. I cannot wait to sit down with you and work through some of the kinks and some of the blocks and some of the stuck areas of your business and get you back on track and get your business growing and flourishing and thriving. And I look forward to talking with you. So lindsayfletcher.co/free-resources, click on the sales growth audit button. And if you have not done so already, please do hit the follow button wherever you are listening to this podcast. I'm so honored that you choose to listen to this podcast and what I have to say about sales and business growth. So thank you for being here for another episode of this podcast. And I will send you on your way. I am praying for you. I'm praying for your business. And we'll talk next time.